What is that place?
Where the counselors were meant to watch the consecration of the Icon. The start of the Great Journey.
There is still time to stop the key from turning.
I must get inside.
Then mount up, Arbiter. I know a way to break those doors.
What up, Half-Jaw? I guess I'll be taking this tank, huh? Do you want to have this? Or do I trust you with this? Do you know what? You're immortal. I don't care. I like that it seems to have saved my weapons. Or has it? I actually can't remember what I had last time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Halo 2. Probably the final episode. Not totally sure on that, though. Oh, yeah. That soundtrack. That soundtrack is how you know epic stuff is about to happen. Enemy Wraith, it is. So, folks, this is, I believe, the last level of the game, or possibly the last couple of half levels of the game, right? Now that I think about it, but it's all effectively a level in my mind. And, yeah, we're very near the end. And we are going to finish the game playing as the Arbiter, and not the Master Chief. Again, a decision which, at the time, rubbed people a little bit the wrong way. We can talk about that bit more, actually, later on. Where I can talk without fear of spoilers. I don't know. God, it's difficult trying to shoot an airborne target with this thing. Yes, come closer. I think I got a hit there. Do you know what? I'm just going to ignore it. We're here for the Scarab, basically. Just need to get up to it somehow. Ah, this way. And, yeah. I think a brute jumped on me there and started destroying me. So let's just ignore the stupid phantom this time. What I wouldn't give for a Scorpion tank instead. Oh well. Knock him flying, there we go. What? I can't hear you, mate. Speak up a bit. Flippin' heck.
I thought he was dead. Hold your fire. Hunters have come to our aid, Arbiter. They will fight by our side.
Hey! Hunters on our side now. Hey! Get in. Getting a bit of a awkward soundtrack overlap there, actually. I don't really have a particularly decent weapon for this, do I? Luckily, the hunters are awesome, so it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, speaking of hunters, clear the way, lads. Bloody hell. We know from experience that hunters beat the snot out of brutes, so... Observe. Alright, got some grenades for this sodding thing now. This carbine. The shotgun's not doing us proud, really, at the moment.
Have no place on the path,
This carbine honestly, genuinely seems to be better at killing brutes than the shotgun is. Which is surprising in a way, but there it is. Bring your pretty face to my brute shot blade thingy. Alright, now we're on a bridge. Flashbacks to the first game. It's like firing an explosive tennis ball, really, this thing. You kind of have to gauge where it's going to bounce. Although, if you do aim it right, it will explode on contact. Oh my god! I have actually no idea what happened there. Genuinely haven't a clue. That was crazy. Oh, there's a phantom. That explains it. Oh, really? How embarrassing. Bet you can't shoot me behind this glass, can you? See you later, gents. There's a bunch of holding cells here. I can't remember where the controls for them are, though. Oh god, we're going to need it, though, because that's a lot of brutes. That's how you do it. You just shoot those. Let the hunters out. There we go. Now the fun starts. And hey, look, it's one of those cool council elites with the crazy headpiece. Now we're cooking on lighter fluid. Well done, hunters. Oh my god. I like how they free their mates as well. That's cool. I'm amazed that one of the hunters actually died, to be honest, but whatever. Right. Both these elites already have swords, so I guess I can keep mine. Let's go, everybody. Some Marines! Hello! Including a certain sergeant. Hello.
Listen, you don't like me and I sure as hell don't like you. But if we don't do something, Mr. Mohawk's gonna activate this ring. And we're all gonna die.
Tartarus has locked himself inside the control room.
Well, I just happen to have a key.
Come on, grab a banshee and give me some cover. Gonna know what's coming.
I don't know how he got in there so fast, but he did. Shame you can't come with us, my friendly pile of orange worms, but your service has been admirable. Same with you. Nice hat. OG graphics there, just for a second. Alright, I'll be having this. Oh, the sergeant has already gotten started, apparently. And also knows how to crew a scorpion. Which is certainly surprising, but whatever.
How do you like it?
Well, I don't know how he knows how to fly it, but he certainly seems to be enjoying himself. Oh, hello. Tough little thing, that Spectre, isn't it? Johnson's on his way. Now, I'm curious. I can't remember if I've ever tried this before, but... Ah, yes, I remember now. Yeah, he's got a little force field up there, so we can't go and say hello. Or, you know, kill him and ruin the level. I used to play IL-2 Sturmovik. I know how to dogfight. Where is that Spectre? There's a Spectre down there somewhere that's ruining my day. There you are. Guess I'll have this spare one, even though it's been slightly damaged. Thanks for that, brutes. Do you know I dug up my track AR the other day? The track AR hat clip, anyway. I don't know where the actual track AR thing is gone itself. And it's the chief people have asked me, why don't you do any more IL-2 Sturmovik or Rise of Flight? And the answer has usually been, I lost my track AR. But I've now found one half of it, so who knows what will happen next. Kaboom. Can you please leave me alone? Thank you. Right, let's get over there. Oh no. Just go. Ignore the banshees, just go. Okay, that made quite a mess, Johnson, but it seems to have done the job. Oops, wrong button. I mean, it was the right button, but I thought for a minute I had a flashlight, and I definitely don't. Oh boy. Hi, guys. I guess you thought you'd just dispense with the mucking about and go berserk immediately, huh? Haha! Idiot. You can't get me. Oh, wait, yes, you can. Yes, come into my playground down here with my energy sword. Right. I guess that's that lot dealt with. Or not. That was a lot of brutes. Okay. How do I... Right, there we go. This all looks a bit familiar.
Come, human. It is easy. Take the icon in your hands. And do as you are told.
Please use caution. This reclaimer is delicate.
One more word, Oracle, and I'll rip your eye from its socket. Which is nothing compared to what I'll do to you.
Tartarus, stop.
Impossible.
Put down the icon.
Put it down and disobey the Hierarchs?
There are things about Halo even the Hierarchs do not understand.
Take care, Arbiter. What you say is heresy.
Is it? Oracle, what is Halo's purpose?
Collectively, the seven.
Not another word.
Please. Don't shake the light bulb. If you want to keep your brain inside your head, I tell those boys to chill. Go ahead. Do your thing.
The sacred rings, what are they?
Weapons of last resort, built by the Forerunners to eliminate potential flood hosts, thereby rendering the parasite harmless.
And those who made the rings? What happened to the Forerunners?
After exhausting every other strategic option, my creators activated the rings. They and all additional sentient life in 3 radii of the galactic center died as planned. Would you like to see the relevant data?
Tartarus, the prophets have betrayed us.
No, Arbiter. journey has begun, and the brutes, not the elite, shall be the prophet's escort.
Alright, Tartarus is a confirmed moron, and we're going to have to deal with him. In a boss fight, unfortunately. And as you've seen in this game so far, the boss fights are nothing to write home about. The first game's ending was much better, I felt, with the Warthog run. This, on the other hand, is less so. Now, you'll notice he's got this shimmery energy field around him. Graphical comparison for you there. You cannot harm him while he's got that energy shield up. All you can do pretty much is just sort of run away from him. Also, this acts to kind of grav lift, doesn't it? Yeah. There's 3 levels to this. We're on the top layer now, but we're on the bottom layer.
Under more controlled circumstances, I would suggest the mechanics simply remove the index.
That's it. Johnson, I'm on it.
Also, yeah, that's some very quiet dialogue from the other characters in the background. Hello! Oh. I think he just killed me. Luckily, endless elites will spawn to come and fight him, which will make things a little easier. But for the most part, this is, yeah, it's kind of irritating. I think Johnson will shoot him with his beam rifle in a minute or two. And remove his shield, like so. At which point we can then actually damage him briefly. Also, there be the index. Where's he gone? I think he might have gone upstairs. Alright, Tartarus. Oh, there he is. Ooh, get away from him. Come on, Johnson, shoot the bugger. There we go. Ah, we weren't quick enough. Damn it. Whee! Splat. Now we have to start again. Because of course we do. Johnson. Sometime today would be nice. Bye. Well, there he is. I'm up here, you idiots. Come on, there we go. Of course, now he's gone to the top layer, hasn't he? Where are you, Tartarus? There he is. Oh. those swords. I think they do quite a bit of damage to him, but it's risky. Come on, Johnson, I need you to kill a shield. Sooner rather than later would be good. Ugh. Oh dear, that was a frag. I was out of plasmas. I didn't even realise. Whoops! Whoopsie daisy! Oh boy. Okay. Hello, friends. Whoa. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a fail, wasn't it? Ah, I'm invisible. I'd love to join the battle, but as you can see, guys, it's a bit more complicated than that. Come on. Not going to use the energy sword this time, unless I absolutely have to. Oh god. Kind of hoping Johnson might be able to take out his shields just at the opportune moment there. Annoyed Tartarus around here somewhere. Where's he gone? There he is. You can see his energy shield from behind there. When you're ready, Johnson. Thank you. That wasn't quite as planned, but that's fine. Oh, I think somebody got him.
What's that?
A beacon.
What's it doing?
Communicating at superluminal speeds with the frequency of
Communicating with what?
the other installations.
Show me.
Fail-safe protocol. In the event of unexpected shutdown, the entire system will move to standby status. All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From here?
Don't be ridiculous.
Listen, Tinkerbell, don't make me...
Then where? Where would someone go to activate the other rings?
Why the Ark? Of course.
And where, Oracle? is that?
We've got a new contact. Unknown classification. It isn't one of ours. Take it out.
This is Spartan 117.
Anyone hear me? Over.
Isolate that signal. Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Silence fills the empty grave now that I have gone. But my mind is not at rest, for questions linger on. I will ask, and you will answer.
All right. Shoot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Halo 2. And that was the infamous Halo 2 cliffhanger ending to boot. I'll confess right now, I'm recording this little section of the video here for a second time because when I initially first recorded it and gave my final thoughts, they were a bit garbled and a bit jumbled and a bit repetitive. I kept repeating myself a lot, in fact, actually. It's because I was trying to give my thoughts on the game after a very long recording session, after a very long day, and my brain wasn't quite up to the task, so I decided to, on reflection, to go back and have another crack at it. So, Halo 2 is done, ladies and gentlemen. Part 2 of the original trilogy is finito. We've managed to do it. It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it going back down memory lane there. It's every bit as good as I remember, even a little better. I'm really impressed with the remaster itself. I think it's a tremendous technical achievement, if nothing else, to have two separate versions of the game running at the same time, which you can flip between at the touch of a button. That's madness to me. The novelty has yet to wear off, even after having now finished the entire game. I think it's marvellous. Of course, that begs the question, what's next? Well, when Halo 3 does come out on the PC, and it is going to, I will play through the single-player campaign of that one as well, which will be interesting, because I haven't played Halo 3's campaign nearly as much as I have 1 and 2. When 3 came out on the 360, it was one of the launch titles, I didn't really play it much, because I didn't actually own my own 360, and I was more of a PC gamer at that point. I had moved back into PC gaming by the time Halo 3 really came out. So I played it once, I think, all the way through, single player, and I played it once co-op, and that was pretty much it, as opposed to Halo 2 and 1, which I've played through several times each. So that will certainly be interesting when that happens, and yes, I will absolutely do it. My plan, really, for Halo on this channel has been all along to play through the main trilogy and then play Reach at the end in the release order, because while Reach chronologically is the game that happens first, it is effectively a prequel. I always felt that it is the perfect way to say goodbye to the original Halo trilogy, is Reach. It's the last one that Bungie made at the end of the day before they handed over the franchise to 343, and I like to play it last as a result of that. So that's what I pretty much plan to do, even though Reach came out first on the Master Chief Collection here on the PC. I actually want to play it last. As for ODST, the weird spin-off, I don't know yet, haven't decided. I have never played ODST, is the truth. I've never played it, so I don't know if I'm going to. At least on here. I might play it on Twitch or something, I don't know. Assuming it's coming to the PC on the Master Chief Collection, which I think it should be, because it was part of the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox. I remember that, so should be coming to PC, I assume. As for Halo 4 and or 5, no plans to play through them again. I have played both of them on the Xbox, and I wanted to like them desperately, but I really didn't. They didn't really float my boat. Halo 4 was eh, and Halo 5 was extremely eh. Yeah. Hopefully Halo Infinite will be much better. You might see me play that. But 4 and 5, nah. I've got no particular interest in going back and revisiting those, I'm afraid. Sorry, folks. But yeah, Halo 2, there it is. In all its flawed glory, it is done. I love this game, in spite of the fact that I can see now, particularly after having played it through again, it does have many problems. A lot of it as a result of its dodgy development cycle that it had. Things I liked about it, though, particularly, were stuff like the Arbiter and his addition to the game. I really, really liked playing as the Arbiter. I loved him as a character. I thought he was far more interesting than the Master Chief. I think his whole story arc in the game really kind of adds a sense of dramatic weight to the story that would have been lacking, I think, if you were just playing as Mr. Master Chief, who says about 5 words in the entire game, because he's basically just the Doom Marine, effectively. He's the Doom Marine with a voice actor. That's what he is, and that's all he was ever really intended to be in the first place, which is why the Arbiter was brought on board for the second game, I think. Unfortunately, my opinion was not shared by a lot of Halo fans at the time. There was a lot of backlash about it, and in the third game, he's not playable. He's not playable in the campaign in the third game, and he never really gets a true resolution to his whole character arc either as a result of that, and that kind of annoys me a bit. I would have loved to carry on playing as the Arbiter in the third game, but Bungie decided to wimp out a bit and decided not to do it, because a lot of fanboys whinged, basically, is the problem. There was some backlash as well about the lack of the Earth-based levels in this, because Halo 2 ultimately does kind of relapse into a rehash of the plot of the first game after you leave Earth, doesn't it? If we're honest with ourselves. It's quite well executed in places, but that's the truth. And a lot of people weren't happy about that either. I suppose I don't mind personally that much, because they did shake up the formula a bit with some really cool stuff like High Charity, etc. And the levels that were in the game, yes, they were kind of similar to the first one, but gosh, they were really nice, weren't they? I thought they were fantastic. So I don't mind too much, but it's a valid criticism, especially considering the E3 demo for Halo 2 included a very lengthy preview level set on Earth with you fighting brutes and stuff on Earth that never made it into the original into the final game. Like a few little tiny bits of it arrived here and there, like the guys you're talking to when the Scarab's coming up the road, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't think they'd send a Spartan." That bit's actually from the E3 preview, but none of the rest of it's there. So people were quite annoyed about that being completely omitted from the game. So yeah. Again, I didn't mind too much because I didn't pay much attention to E3 at the time myself, so, you know. The writing in the game is great. The dialogue in particular is great, but mostly because the voice actors in this game just gave it 110%. They're all so good. It actually goes downhill slightly, I feel, in the third game, mostly because they replaced the voice actor who did the Prophet of Truth in this game. That brilliant, iconic voice is actually gone in the third game. They replaced it with Terrence Stamp, I think it was, the guy who also plays Mankar Cameron in Halo. In Oblivion. And let me tell you, at the time, that was quite the whiplash, because I played Oblivion first on the Xbox 360 when it came out, and then I played Halo 3, and Terrence Stamp was in both games, so that was kind of odd. There it is. Bit of a tangent I'm getting on now. I should probably stick to talking about this game and not the third one. We'll talk about that when we actually get to it, eh? But anyway, writing, dialogue, etc., the direction of the cutscenes and stuff was marvellous. Obviously, the blur cutscenes you saw in this playthrough from the remaster, but the original cutscenes were also pretty damn good for their day too. Yeah. All in all, big thumbs up. It's as good as I remember, and that's the main thing, right? Now, I was considering on Twitch doing a legendary run of this game before moving on to the next one when it comes out. I was thinking about doing for old time's sake, a legendary difficulty run of Halo 2 with a bunch of the skulls activated as well. for like a maximum difficulty, stupidly hard, crazy run of the game. However, I did test out a bit of legendary difficulty off camera, just to see what it was like, and apparently I'm nowhere near as good at the game as I used to be as a teenager, because I spent about two hours trying to beat the very first level on legendary, and I failed. I actually kind of, not quite rage quit, but more like exasperated quit. Like I was just exhausted. I couldn't go on anymore. So, yeah, maybe... I think I might still do it one day. Halo 2 is renowned for being the hardest of the trilogy to play on legendary. It is the hardest Halo game they ever made on legendary difficulty. And I would like to tackle it one day, but I think it might have to be saved for a special occasion. I think if I decide, for example, to do a charity live stream one day or something, you know, like a 12-hour, 18-hour, 24-hour charity live stream for some sort of good cause, I could roll Halo 2 legendary with all the skulls activated out of the warehouse, and we could have a go at that, because I think that would be a great theme for a stream to do. Just watch me slowly lose what's left of my marbles as I attempt to beat this game on legendary with the skulls activated. It could be quite funny. But aside from some sort of special occasion like that, I probably am not going to try and tackle this on legendary anytime soon. I'm just not as good at the game as I used to be, and my reflexes are not what they used to be when I was a teenager either. It's just one of those things. I've gotten old, folks. It happens. I'm not as good at it anymore. But hey, never mind. I don't think there's anything else to say. I've rambled on for a bit here. It's been about 10 minutes of me talking about the game post-ending. Anything else to add, I suppose? Nothing really, other than didn't like the boss fights. If I had one big complaint to make about Halo 2, it would be, well, a couple of complaints. One would be the levels are very linear, especially compared to the first game. You know, the first game had its fair share of linear levels, but they weren't this linear. On the flip side of that coin, though, what Halo 2 doesn't do, which the original did, is it doesn't make you backtrack quite so often. It doesn't just completely reuse entire levels and have you go in the opposite direction for them, like you do at least once or twice in the first game. I think they reused the entire Pillar of Autumn level, and they reused the entire control room level as well. You know, so it didn't do that. So points in its favour for that. But yeah, very linear levels, lots of corridors basically, lots of corridor shooting in Halo 2 compared to the original. Halo 3 really gets the balance right, in my opinion. But more on that later, I guess. And the other thing is the boss fights were just dumb. The boss fights were very silly, and I didn't like them. What did we have? It was you fight the heretic leader, don't you? You fight the heretic leader. There is the Scarab, which I suppose in a way isn't so bad, because jumping on the Scarab and fighting all the dudes, that's actually quite fun. That's alright. If you really want to count that as a boss fight, and I'm not sure I really do, but that was okay. But fighting the dual-wielding heretic jetpack guy with the Arbiter, that was silly. Punching the Prophet of Regret in the face repeatedly until he died on his little hover chair was also silly. And Tartarus at the end was just also really silly. We didn't even kill him in the end in this playthrough. We had a really anticlimactic ending because it wasn't even us that got him in the end. I was hiding behind a concrete slab and suddenly it was like, game over. You finished it. Brilliant. Some other elite killed him. So, yeah. Luckily, again, in Halo 3, as you will see when we get to it eventually, they binned that entire concept of doing boss fights. They thoroughly threw it in the trash, and it was a good thing too. Right. Okay, we're done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been Halo 2 Remaster. Halo 2 Anniversary it's called. That's what it's actually called. This has been Halo 2 Anniversary. My name is SorcererDave, and I hope you enjoyed this series. I'll be back again soon with a new series that will be replacing this. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be a bit different, a little bit interesting, I hope, if all goes according to plan. And I will be playing, as I said, Halo 3 when it comes out on the PC, which apparently is relatively soon, but I haven't seen an exact date listed anywhere. But until then, folks, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.